Today, what we're going to be doing is finding the product of a whole number and a mixed number using the distributive property. So when we have a whole number multiplied by a mixed number, it's a little bit different than multiplying a whole number times a fraction. That's why we would use the distributive property, which we have used before. So to demonstrate that, we're going to draw a tape diagram to show the product of a whole number and a mixed number. The problem that we are going to start with is 2 times 3 1/5. Now, if you have scratch paper or if you have a dry erase board and a dry erase marker, it'd be a great idea to follow along and practice this with me. So the first thing that you would do is draw with me a tape diagram showing 3 1/5 in two parts, the ones part and the fractional part. So I'm going to just draw a box here and I will split it into those two parts. Now you'll notice one of these parts is a lot bigger than the other. That's meant to be my whole number. And then here is my fraction. So we have our whole number 3 and our fraction 1/5. But because we're doing 2 times 3 1/5, we would draw one more copy of 3 1/5 as the two parts. So I'll draw another box for a second tape diagram attached, about the same size as the first one. And once again, I'm going to split it. Here's my 3, and there is my 1/5. So now I have two copies of 3 1/5. We could record this as 2 times 3 1/5. So the four parts of our tape diagram would be the 3, 1/5, another 3, and another 1/5. That would be 2 3s, two sets of 3, and 2 sets of 1/5. And with that, I have basically done the distributive property. I've multiplied my two groups separately by the whole number 3 and the 1/5 separately. So if we were to do the multiplication, the next step would be to multiply 2 times 3, which equals 6, and add that to 2 times 1/5, which is 2/5. So my answer would end up being 6 2/5. Now, another way that we can represent this problem, just slightly different, would be if, and I'll do it in a different color, if I were to basically represent this 2 times 3 and 2 times 1/5 with separate tape diagrams. So I'm just going to do that real quick just so you see that other view. I would have my 1/5 grouped together over on the side. And then I would have my 3s on the other side. So still I have two groups of 3 and two groups of 1/5. Combine those together, it would equal your 6. Combine those together, it equals 2/5. And I end up with my 6 2/5. So we're going to try another example. And that is 4 times 5 2/10. So first thing that we'd want to do is illustrate with our tape diagram. Now that I know that my tape diagram is going to include 4 groups of 5 and 4 groups of 2/10, maybe I want to make my tape diagram a little bit bigger. So if there's 4 groups, let's see, I'm going to split it into 4 equal parts first, because that's 4 groups. And then for my fractional part, that's going to be a little bit thinner within those 4 groups. These will be my 2/10, 2/10, 2/10, 2/10. And what should go in the other boxes? My 5. So I have 4 groups of 5. For the distributive property, again, I am multiplying this 4 against the 5 and then 4 times the 2/10. So what that would look like is, in parentheses, 4 groups of 5, because that's what I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, added to 4 groups of my fraction, 2/10. And now I can solve that separately. 4 times 5 is 20. Add that to 4 times 2/10 is 8/10. And luckily with this, I have a fraction that's in simplest form. So it's as simple as putting the 20 and 8/10 together. But keep in mind that if your fraction ends up being a mixed number, we want to change, or I should say an improper number, we should change that into a mixed number and then combine it with the 20. So hopefully this helps you understand our newest concept on using the distributive property to find the product of a whole number and a mixed number.